Alright guys, so I actually just recorded a 10-minute GME video and uh, sound wasn't on the entire time. So I'm going to do it again, but I'm really going to try to make it faster. If you want to learn more about VOX, about snap graphs, about heat maps, about how the tables work, there's plenty of great resources. All you have to do is reach out to me on Twitter, on Discord, and I will point you in the right direction. But for now, I'm just going to translate what it means, and if you'd like to learn more to understand better, simply feel free to reach out. So to start, VOX, if this pink line, which is VOX, moves below this black line, that's pretty much a bearish confirmation. You guys could see where it happened in the past. When VOX ended up finally cracking back into the stability zone. You guys could see price, the blue line, came down. Happened again here. VOX spiked up, and when it came back down, followed by this drought. Now there was an instance right here where VOX moved into the inhibition zone. VOX came back down, bounced off the propagation zone. Price only took a slight dip and then ripped higher. And honestly, kind of hoping for the same thing. So if you look at the snap graphs, I don't know if you guys saw on Twitter, I'm sitting here hoping for something like this. So I want to see if the data backs what I'm trying to forecast. So let's see if it does. So for VOX, you guys could see that VOX does pretty much look like it's on the way down. It doesn't look like it's going higher. Even price moving higher is not taking VOX higher. So it does seem like VOX is going to crack into here, which does support this part of the move. Of course, no confirmation until it happens. Maybe that'll be tomorrow, and I'll be able to update you guys. The snap graphs still have a longer-term bullish outlook. The 10-day and the 20-day are bullish. Bullish is when the crosshairs are above the gold line. But the 1-day and the 5-day are bearish. You guys can see the crosshairs below the gold line. So again, I have two data points now that agree with this part of the move. We go back to the report, and you guys could see now that although there's selling pressure above, there is purchasing support below. So because there's really strong purchasing support, it kind of does go against this part of the move, because with such strong purchasing support, it's hard to imagine price will move down hard and fast. Maybe it'll move down a little bit, but will likely get up unless there's a really strong down day in the market and the strength of the market is able to eat through some of this purchasing support, in which case we could come down, so we'll have to keep an eye out on that. But it does look like there is a solid wall of purchasing support for price, so unless the market really, really goes down hard tomorrow, it's hard to imagine that we can make such a drop like that. When we go to the options report, now remember, all the options are in the eyes of the dealer. So, for example, we start here. If the dealer is long a call, it's because me or somebody else sold the call to the dealer. If the dealer is short a call, it's because me or anybody else, maybe an institution, maybe a fund, bought calls. And who are they buying it from? The dealer. So we do see there was a 157% increase in bought calls, whether that was by retail who FOMO'd into the pump today, or whether that was by institutions betting on a positive earnings. We don't know yet, but there is people that are betting with long calls. Now, short puts, selling a put, which means you make money if IV goes down or if price goes up. There wasn't any increase in them recently, or there was a small increase, but not any major numbers. And usually, if GME is going to make any kind of big move, we will see it in the sold puts. That's where, when GME is ready to move up and the institutions know, and whoever's betting on the stock knows, they usually sell puts before it happens. It happened when GME was at like the 19-20 range before this rise to 25. So I'm confident that if GME is going to make a strong move higher, we'll see it first in the sold puts. We also saw a bunch of sold puts right before SPY made the move from 418 to 430. So these put sellers really are very timely. And they do help us forecast moves when we see them come in. Now, will this move happen or not? I don't know. But I will say is that there are many opportune times to play GME calls. Like, for example, if you caught this trigger cross at about $20, there's a really nice move up here. So there's definitely a play on GME calls, but to start buying them here, I'm not really such a fan of that move. I did have options. I sold them earlier, and I was happy with the profit I made. I don't like staying in GME options too long. Just know that, we did see in the report that IV is moving up strongly. Here's your IV right here. So it's not at the levels of the previous earnings yet. So I can imagine it will rise at least towards that area. So even if price does go down a bit tomorrow, if you're in calls, you may see the call option either remain the same or possibly even go up if IV rises sharply enough. So the daily trigger is crossing the weekly trigger here, which is a very bullish sign, and it means price is more than likely going to attack the monthly trigger, but many times there's a dip down to retest the triggers before that move happens. So if over the next 2 days, price moves down here and after earnings price is in this range, I think that will present an excellent opportunity to ride calls to the upside. And if that happens, we'll do that. I'll try to forecast the move to the best of my ability. Now, in terms of LDPM, so just keep in mind that on the 1 hour, price moved below LDPM today. Now, just about quick message about LDPM. When the purple line is above price, it shows bad liquidity in the stock. And when there's bad liquidity, price tends to go to the downside. When there's good liquidity, when the purple line moves below price, price tends to rise to the upside. So the daily level is very, very important. In fact, it helped us get into GME calls down here at these levels. Just something to note is that AMC did have a bullish crossover today, but it's only 5 cents away, so not too confident in it yet. But if AMC started to see some separation above the daily LDPM, anything can happen. I'm not saying it could have a move like this, but it shows that good liquidity is entering the stock, and we'll definitely expect a price rise. So that's all for GME. As always, make sure to look at Gavin's Elliott wave count and the fib levels to know which levels to be actionably trading off of.